influencers, which makes me think of a really funny story. I was talking to my husband, Jonathan, and I was telling him I follow this gal on Instagram, and she has really cute like decor, home decor and style, and she's got 4 little bitty kids and just really cute stuff. So I really like her ideas. And I noticed she started doing a lot of like ads, you know, she'd put her little status and then hashtag ad. And I mean, I'm not dumb, I understand that's an ad, she's being paid to do that, right? But, and then I think I had said something to you as well about it. I had said, basically, she had posted on there and said, she has a very large house, she has a husband, and she said, well, my husband, he's starting up his practice right now, but my Instagramming is able to support us right now. And I said that to Jonathan, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, why aren't I a professional Instagram? I was like, how does she make all this money? Like, just from ads? And he was like, she's an influencer. And I was like, what is that? And he said, it's like an actual thing. Mm-hmm. It's a marketing, like, real thing, a job, where she's paid bank to influence you. So I didn't even know.
Title?
That's a major title.
Is that what
me,
they call them?
I mean, it's called an influencer.
Wow.
Yeah, so social media influencer.
So we have actors, singers, vloggers. We have, there was a term that, socialites. Like I think the Kardashians or Paris Hilton
like it's a thing.
was a socialite, and that was before a lot of social media. But it was like, what do they do to make they're just pretty, or they're just
right.
And so you can go, wow, that's really amazing. And now the sky's the limit, because if you can be an influencer by starting out by having a voice. And I think that's the hesitation for Jesus people, for Jesus girls, is to go, okay, I know there has to be Jesus people influencers, right?
Yeah.
Like Jesus is not getting on Instagram with verified Jesus account, like he's not. But there's people who can point to Jesus, or there's people who can point to themselves, or point to buy more Pampers, or to buy this book, or here's my favorite speaker. And so it's interesting that that is something that has become a thing, an influencer. That's a lot of power. Like when you think about it.
And then what's your filter for that?
Right.
Because then you start to realize, you hear all these things like the minimalist movement and all these different things that are coming forward and saying, you view this many thousand ads a day. It's the same thing when you realize, oh, this gal on Instagram that I'm following, that I like her decor, she's actually paid to sell me things. And it kind of sinks in like, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna follow her, it doesn't make her stuff any less cute, maybe I'll buy something, but probably not. And so what's your filter for that? We have so many people who are influencing us. Yeah. Some point to Jesus, some don't. How do you filter those?
Well, it's interesting because even if you go to a church, so the people who come to Life Church and they hear from Sean, they are instructed from the Bible to go and to test what he says against the word. So if we're already in church, we already have a trusted pastor, we're still supposed to go to that scripture and go, okay, he said that, but it kind of sounds different. So that's why a lot of times, well, most time, there's the scripture on the screen, scripture on the YouVersion notes. And I think that's important that people do that. So isn't it that much more important when it's not a pastor, when it's not a church, when it's not someone who has their degree in theology, and they're influencing how you look at life, how you look at reacting, how you look at emotions. And now influencers are also, they're saying things that are spiritual. They really are. And maybe not the ones who are the makeup, influencers, but people who are like, I'm a lifestyle influencer.
Yeah.
Like, the Bible also says that those who are teachers are held to a higher account. Even in heaven and in hell, you should pray to not be a teacher, because you will be held to a higher standard. Like, that's scary. Like, there are people that if they say they were preachers, teachers, they were trying to speak about spiritual things, and this is strong, but it says if they go to hell, there's a special place in hell for them. Like, that's in the Bible. And I go, oh, I don't like that part so much. I think I like the happy parts. Let's go to Psalms and say, woe is me, and sing. Let's not talk about hell. But it's there. And so I think that, like, if I'm going to be an influencer, I have to be very, very careful of what I say. And social media allows me to say it and it be there forever, and you don't know who you're influencing. Like, we can sit here and I can go, I said that. If I need to take that back, or I need to text Casey and and Ginny and say, we talked and I said that negative thing, I apologize. I need to take that back, or I need to just ask forgiveness for what I said about somebody else or something. I can do that. But when you say it and you don't know how many thousands or tens of thousands have watched it, can you take it back? It's out there forever. Like, that's a lot of weight that it carries.